everyone, I'm Ching-Yun. Welcome back to my video series, and if you like my video so far, please subscribe and leave your comments below. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a piece that's very dear to my heart, and it's also an encore piece that many of the most famous pianists have performed, and that is Schumann's Widmung, transcribed by Liszt. And to talk about this piece, I first need to tell you a little bit about the poem that it's written on. So the piece is a series of songs that Schumann wrote for Clara when they got married. And it's consisted of 26 songs, and it was a wedding gift for Clara. And this Widmung became the most famous, and it's called Dedication. And in the poem, it translates, it's originally in German, and it's translated for, "You are my soul, my heart, you are my bliss, my pain. You the world in which I live, you my heaven in which I float. You my grave in which I eternally cast my grief. You are rest, you are peace. You are bestowed upon me from heaven. That you love me makes me worthy of you. Your gaze transfigures me. You raise me lovingly above myself. My good spirit, my better self." Isn't that so romantic, and it's so sincere? And can you imagine your husband writing a song based on such poem for your wedding as a wedding gift? The piece originally was written by Schumann, and I took a look at the original version for soprano and for piano accompaniment, and it's really very similar. I have to say that, you know, Liszt is just such a genius for transcriptions, and when he makes those transcriptions, he was able to show the fantastic virtuosity from the piano, but never gets in the way of the original music. So at the very beginning, you hear the accompaniment, which Liszt literally writes. It sounds exactly the same. It's almost like if you are playing from the original version, but trying to play melody plus accompaniment all together. So it starts like this. And then the song comes. So this was the first section of the transcription, and it literally, besides a couple of notes that's different from Schumann's original audition, there is really nothing different at all. Only that Liszt added it one more time and make it a little bit more, even more passionate. And here is where the piano comes in. His transcription. Originally, melody in the top voice, and now it's in the bass. So Liszt in his transcription, it repeats twice the original melody, where the first time soprano sings and then later on it's moved to the bass. And I think it's interesting to take a look at the score where the pianist would need to be able to play multiple voices and control it in the hands. So meaning that you are the singer and you're also the accompaniment. And then in the middle section it goes from A flat going to E major. B section. I read that for singers it's extremely difficult not just to be able to sing the lyrics in German, but however it's the 2 against 3 here, that's together with the accompaniment. And this 2 against 3 almost makes me feel like, you know, taking time, showing the resistance, taking time, holding on, which is everything to do with, you know, 3 against 2, 4 against 3, and here it's showing at first being soft. Goes back to the A section, and where this is the difference between the original version that Schumann wrote versus the transcription by Liszt. Liszt made it very virtuosic for display for the pianist, and still able to bring out the melody from the original song. However, I do feel that it feels very different than almost the emotions that's felt in the original song by Schumann, where it goes back to the very beginning with the piano accompaniment versus the song by the soprano, but where here Liszt made it really passionate, much more, and it's extremely virtuosic. So here is where it goes to the climax. Transcription, it's fortissimo, it's extremely passionate, and this is almost like the last outburst of passion before the song ends. And here we go back to the B section where, you know, it's 2 against 3, it's a holding on, and it here it's Lisztian, and the pianist needs to be able to produce a very warm sound that is never harsh, and that it really shows the love that Schumann, like how passionately he felt for Clara. So here is really the kind And the only difference is at the end of the transcription where Liszt writes crescendo, and for Schumann's original song, it ends, peacefully, and is quite different. I think what's really amazing about this piece for pianist is that you have to be able to play the melody like a singer, and then also play very different sets of accompaniment written in the transcription, and then still being able to play the melody in its transformation. What I mean by that is that at first the melody starts out, peacefully and lovingly, and it grows more passionately, comes down a bit, and talks about the past, talks about sorrow, and then it grows to this really virtuosic climax. And the pianist has this ability to describe the feeling from the transcription, and to deliver all these emotional differences, but at the same time be really like a singer, but and the accompaniment at the same time. And I really love this piece, and I also really like to play as a set of Liszt transcriptions or as an encore. There are so many different versions, George Bullitt and Horowitz, and many people have performed this piece, and it's just such a beautiful rendition and beautiful transcription. Again, if you like this video, please subscribe and make your comments below, and I will see you next week.